And good evening, everyone, and welcome out to another edition of the Warrior Roundup with head coach Josh Brown. We are live from Fatburger and Buffalo's Express and started our way out through their menu last week. We invite you to come check this out. Good crowd here, and appreciate, as always, Coach Josh Brown joining us on there on another Sunday night.
Thanks, man.
Exciting weekend for you guys, as it has been that start of the season. We're going to look. So last week's show, we got into the history of the program a little bit as we've just started doing this show in here and love the concept of it. And so this week we'll look back at the first couple of weeks of the season, mainly recapping last week and then what we have to look forward to as well. But I'll let you just give me your thoughts on how your the first couple of weeks of the season has started out for you.
Well, it's been great so far. A lot of unknowns to begin the season because we got a lot of guys sitting out, but I'm really pleased where we're at. 7-1, first 8 games. We beat a couple teams that I just didn't know, being shorthanded, how we would do, and especially playing LCCP. I know some people say look at their record, but they have a lot of talent. They beat us twice last year. Beating those guys, I think, was a big win. And but overall, for the first 2 weeks, I'm pleased where we're at.
You go back and look at it. You started off at home, played a lot of games at home. This past weekend, you guys were on the road, and so it was your first time to get up and really travel on there. And I know you had some chaos with that game Saturday. Explain a little bit to those that said, okay, we're supposed to start at 10:30, but it's almost 2 o'clock before you get going.
Yeah, Coach Brett said the umpires, it was a father-son duo. One of them had got sick the night before, and then I think on the way to the game, the other one wasn't feeling too well. So they elected not to come. And then, you got travel ball tournaments going on Saturday,
right.
Younger age. And then you got high school games all over the place. So everybody's assigned somewhere.
And these officials had to come from Lake Charles?
They actually came from Lafayette.
From Lafayette over to Oberlin.
A Lafayette Association. They were at the Lafayette Christian St. Thomas More game.
And had to finish that up and then jet over there. And thankfully they did that. Otherwise, that's one of those games. It would have messed up the entire day of that Saturday.
Well, poor Coach Brett, I texted him last night. And at 10:30 he didn't respond. I got a text. I was sleeping at 12:45 that they were done.
Wow, just got finished up.
He had a game after our game, Delta Charter and Fairview, that was 3.5 hours.
Oh, my goodness. Look, we were grateful on your scheduling that you don't put your games last anymore on the tournament games, too, because we were able to get out before midnight on those. We talked to Coach Ladner a little bit before we went on the air, too, and it just – that Saturday game, and again, we'll get into it in just a minute when we do our weekly roundup on there, but you guys get up probably at 7 o'clock and hit the road for that, anticipating 9:30. You're starting to get loose and stretch, if not a little bit earlier than that, and then you sit and wait, similar to a rain delay or something like this. Tell me about the mindset of your kids as you're going through that.
Well, we got there at 9:30, 9:40, and, he come and told us at 9:50 that they were not coming, and I kind of just looked around. We started getting on the phone trying to find umpires from the Alexandria Association, Lake Charles, and Lafayette. We were having no luck, and finally we got a call back about 15 minutes later, and they said they'd be there for 1:30 after the Lafayette Christian game. And to be honest with you, as long as I've coached, I don't want to be in a situation where we're standing around doing nothing. So we elected to load up. We went to the Crawfish Shack in Oberlin.
So you guys go and get full on crawfish on the day. Well, that explains a little of the early inning sleepiness, I guess, out of there. But how was the crawfish?
Well, I think we might have had 1 or 2 guys get crawfish. Most of them got a sandwich or po' boy or something like that.
How many of them ate pizza before that, though? Because I understand we had the pizza game earlier in the week.
Well, the pizza thing failed. We were going to do the pizza. We got out of Marksville late, so let's go to Popeye's Chicken.
Okay.
Next time I need to do the pizza because it was a little bit more expensive than what I anticipated. And then you had guys coming up to me, I didn't get enough, and I'm buying chicken sandwich here. I need a hot and spicy here. I'm like, okay.
Get the chicken sandwich combo meal. It's, $6.99? And say, here you go, eat as much as you want to. Because if you get those bigger ones on there, that's crazy. If you'd have came here, you can come to Fatburger and Buffalo's Express, and they got that 3XL pound-and-a-half burger here. You eat that, Coach, and you get your picture up on the wall. So maybe sometime in the season we'll do that.
We need to do that, no doubt. How about next Sunday?
How I don't know if I'm
Let's
ready
not eat all
for that
day, and
challenge.
then we'll try that out next Sunday.
That's a deal. We're going to recap the season. We're going to talk about the week that's coming up ahead of us. We'll look at some of the power ratings, which I find just complete garbage early in the season, but we'll talk about that as well and what's on tap for us next week. We'll do all of that when we come back. Got to take our first break of the night. When we come back, we'll do all of that right here on the Warrior Roundup with head coach Josh Brown on 446 Sports.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
And we are back here at Fatburger and Buffalo's Express on Versailles Boulevard. And what a beautiful night for it, too. Great crowd that's out here. A lot of the players, a lot of the parents, some of the coaches have made it out. Coach JG said he wasn't coming tonight. He had to go home because his wife had been out of town. That dude used to that dude.
I know, man. You know, he is hooked. That's all I can say.
Well, that's good. Yeah, wonderful daughter-in-law
No
that
doubt.
I have, and I have another one that'll be here in about 3 weeks. So it's exciting times in the Gann house. Exciting times last week. I think we're going to get the opportunity on the screen. We'll pull up our weekly recap, Coach, and you can see that it's there. Started off with Lake Charles College Prep, and a big week, 13-3 there. The Marksville game, you go on the road, first of a couple or three games on the road. You win that one 20-3 in run rule fashion. Oberlin, you run rule there, and then Lake Arthur, that tough one. Take me through those first three real quick, and then we'll address the Lake Arthur game.
Canyon pitched at Marksville. He threw a complete game, had 5 strikeouts. We got up on them early,
Right.
Scored first 4 runs, and I felt like, you know, that really punched him in the mouth early, and they couldn't recover. I thought our base running was outstanding that game. We put a lot of pressure on them. We had some hits that we turned in singles into doubles.
Well, base running was one of the things we talked about last week that you said you thought you needed to work on a little bit too. So it's good to hear that you've managed that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just thought we played really well that night. I mean, putting a lot of pressure on the run game.
Right.
And on their fielders, their outfield really pressured when we were running, and they were throwing the ball all over the place, and we took advantage of it.
Right. Then you make the Oberlin tournament. First of 2 tournament weekends that you play. You played Oberlin up there, and that's the second time that you've played Oberlin early in this
Correct.
season, and you take care of them 13-1, which made 4 straight run rule games for you.
Correct. Seth Cook was on the mound that night. He threw the ball real well. I think he had his best outing of the year, a 3-hitter. He pitched. We kept him at 58 pitches, so we got to pull him there. So we were pleased with that. Carson, Luke, Canyon, Cody, Seth, Jack, Micah, all those guys had hits on the night and RBIs. They did real well. It was an outstanding night. And then we finished up the weekend with Lake Arthur, who is a good team. I mean,
Right.
Good quality club. We went and scouted them the night before, and I sent one of the coaches the week before to scout them, and 8 senior starters. So
That's difficult to overcome, and they showed that battling through you guys there. What did fatigue done and maybe mental fatigue play a part in that ball game?
I don't think it did it too much. I think really I got to give their pitcher a lot of credit.
Right.
And our guy a lot of credit. Both pitchers had 9 strikeouts. The difference in the game to me was we were able to get him off the mound. His
Right.
pitch count went up. He had a breaking ball. He's probably mid-70s, but lefty, keeping us off balance. We've had a little more problems this year with lefties than I thought.
Well, so that the Ash game, it was a left-handed, the Crenshaw kid that pitched against you. And then the next night you had the little left-hander that was there. So 3 games you've played against left-handers, 2-1 in those games, but nothing's been easy.
No, not at all. And it didn't help the fact we made a couple of errors
right.
in the first inning. And you look up, you're down 3-0 after 2. We settled down after that. Maddox had 4 straight 3-up, 3-down innings.
Awesome.
So that was outstanding. And then we scratched and clawed and got a run in the 5th, 3-1, and then we go. The 6th inning was not good. We had looked sloppy at the plate, and then he got out of the game, and they brought a right-hander in who finished the deal in the 6th, and then come out in the 7th, and Carson had great at-bats all day yesterday. He drew a walk.
Right.
And then the key of the game was Luke Johnson and Canyon, 2-strike base hits.
Right.
And Canyon had a double over the right fielder's head, wound up scoring a run there, make it 3-2. Then Seth hits an infield base hit after Cody walked. And then we were going to squeeze. It was 3-3.
Right.
We had set up a squeeze with Maddox to end the game, and
right.
and I think they knew it was on. They just threw it low and wild and
throw it away.
And Canyon
he's already coming. Wow. That's good to see. You talked about Seth a little bit earlier. I want to go back to that Lake Charles College prep game, and this is a ground ball. We talked about him playing all around the field. I want to tell you to take a look at this play as he gets into the dirt for it. And just talk about the work that Seth has done to be able to get into it. We'll go back and look at it again. This one, he's just coming to the right, doing anything he can. And, Coach, that's dirtbag baseball that you talk about.
Absolutely. Going out every play, giving everything you got. And, give him credit. He had a heck of a day that day. He made another play, I think, a couple innings later that was almost identical to that
right.
one. Going to his left and having to spin around and make the throw was an outstanding play. Jack, Maddox, Luke, all those guys have really stepped it up in the infield and been phenomenal. We put a lot of time and work in the infield. We do a lot of infield drills that some people may think, it may be T-ballish or whatever you want to call it, but I will tell you, we do a lot of work with the infield. We've added numerous drills over the past few years to make our infield even better.
But that's what you get back to when you talk about folks. And any coach, if you're going through a slump, if you're hitting the golf ball bad, if you get back to the fundamentals.
Correct.
And pitch and catch and field ground balls and go after fly balls and just get the game back to a simple time and don't overthink it.
Absolutely. And, we talk little basic stuff. You have to field it first before you can make the throw. And I know that sounds basic, but at the end of the day, a lot of kids you see when they make mistakes, I've seen at a high school level, they're in a rush.
Right.
They want to make the throw before they even have the baseball. And I see that. We preach that a lot, burying our head in the glove, doing the little things that we need to do to get better. And we preach that a bunch, and we work hard on it.
Well, it shows, and it's a long season. We're going to look ahead real quick now. We'll get back to the graphic, and this is what you guys have coming up this week. Of course, Monday, Tuesday games are back there. You'll see Cedar Creek comes calling on there. Not a great record, but has always been a battle with you guys. And then Natchitoches Central, and all they're doing is sitting at 8-1 in 5A.
Correct.
So you got 2 big-time ball games coming up Monday, Tuesday.
Absolutely. Cedar Creek, the schedule they've played is tough. You play Sacred Heart, 4-2 ball game. They lost to another school, Parkway, who's 5A, 5-2.
Right.
And then they played Weston last night, 8-7. Those are 3 really good ball clubs. And we're going to be in for a dogfight tomorrow night with those guys. And then Natchitoches Central, 8-1. They're hot right now, and they're playing good baseball. The coaches there do a great job with that team. And then the Eunice tournament, it's not going to get any easier with Beauchamp, and then you got St. Edmund.
How do you have the arms for that? You guys have played 8 games in the first couple of weeks.
Well, the good thing is we didn't have to use anybody but one time last week.
Wow.
So I told the kids that's one of the things we were going to do this year. We did not want to use anybody a lot this year.
Right.
Wanted to keep our arms fresh going forward. And we've been able to do that. We haven't even got to use our closer because we haven't been in a situation to use. Now, yesterday, if we wouldn't have went to extra innings, we probably would have saw him come out of the bullpen.
Right, and that is?
Cody Davis.
Cody, yeah. He's we talked to him a little bit beforehand. He said, yeah, these 8 games are wearing that little catcher's arm of his out too, because he throws as many pitches as all of your pitchers do, throwing the ball back. Now, not as hard, but he's throwing.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
throwing it back.
absolutely. I think sometimes we need to tone it down, throwing the ball second and warming up. We need to save that arm a little bit. But, no, he's a great guy. He does a phenomenal job handling our pitching staff. And we gave him a break the other night, actually, in one of the games where at Marksville he only caught a couple of innings.
Right.
We were able to get Luke out there and get him some work.
Well, speaking of that, you brought Cody with you tonight. You've brought Luke Johnson with you tonight. Maddox Adelise is here, and Aiden Cook is
Correct.
here. We saw Aiden pitch a great game the other week as well. And then we hadn't even talked about Jack Powell. And I've got some, we put out some videos the other day of all of the strikeouts that he had, as well as some things like that. So we'll talk to those guys. We'll do all of that when we come back. Still have a lot of time to get out here. We've got another 40 minutes or so of the show. We invite you to come out on Versailles Boulevard. You know right where it's at. It's Fatburger and Buffalo's Express. That's where the Warrior Roundup with Coach Josh Brown is, and we'll be right back.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we are back on our normal Sunday evening spot here at Fatburger and Buffalo's Express on Versailles Boulevard, just up the road from where Grace Christian calls their home. Now, not the park. You have to go off campus over to England Air Park where you get over that. And Coach, we talked about that last week. But what a great area that's turned into be.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great place to watch baseball, man. I know my parents are starting to come to every game now. They enjoy it. A lot of my kin folks are coming out, and everybody enjoys watching the game there.
Did we get the broadcast booth moved out to the outfield yet? No,
we
never
can
mind.
do that. I actually told somebody we need to go ahead and do that if we need it.
It's
whatever
just
to help 446 Sports.
Well, we appreciate it. What helps us is you bringing your players and your coaches on board with us too. And now we've got junior catcher Cody Davis that joined us. Cody, welcome to the show.
Appreciate it.
See how that was? That was an easy question, wasn't it? They all get easier from there. Everyday catcher for the Warriors, and have been that way since last year, I believe. I don't know before that what he did. I just followed more of it there. But really, all around, we've seen you pitch some too. Haven't been able to get out this year because you've not needed to come in a closer role on there. But tell me what it's like being a catcher for the Warriors.
Well, I mean, it's fun. I used to play freshman year. I played center field,
right.
And Coach Brown can tell you all freshman year, all I wanted to do was catch. And then sophomore year, Bryce graduated and went back there, and it's been fun ever since. You just go back there and
we talked to you before the trip to Iowa last year, and we did the little, just a quick little video part of it too. Do you remember what you told me?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you tell me?
Throwing out runners.
That's what it says. What's your favorite part? It's like throwing out runners. I say, well, that's what your catcher's supposed to say, that he likes that. Tell me, how is it dealing with the pitching staff? Because, it's not just one pitcher that you have. You've got a number of pitchers that you guys are able to throw. So how is it handling the different styles throughout the staff?
Well, that was like last year. we had Landon Ami,
Right.
and Landon threw a fastball, curveball over the top, and then fastball, curveball, sidearm.
Right.
And, it's just stuff like that. You go with it. And then this year, every pitcher goes up there, he throws different, go up there, and they all got different pitches, and you just have to learn what they're going to throw, how it moves, and all that.
One thing that we've seen you do a lot this year, which is a testament not to – and there are people, and I use this analogy a lot, there are people that play catcher, and then there are catchers. Yeah. And, Cody, you're a catcher, and because of the way you handle the staff and you handle things that are going on back there. But it's nothing for you to call time and go out there and be that coach that's out on the field.
Yeah, you get a pitcher up there, gets nervous and all that, and you call a breaking ball or something like that. It's just little things like go up there and tell them, hey, get on top of the ball, snap your wrist, do something, get in front of it.
And so you're getting involved on every play. And the pitchers, you can see, it doesn't matter who it is, somebody that's been pitching for the last 2 or 3 years or somebody that it's their first year to throw. I mean, they're listening to what you have to say. You've developed that bond. But I don't believe it's from anybody telling you, hey, listen to Cody, he's going to do this and tell you this. It's just because you've earned that out there.
Yeah, it's a great responsibility to have, to be able to call time and go up there and tell them, and them have enough respect for me and me having respect for them to be able to coach each other.
We talked a lot last week about our players' favorite Josh Brown story, and you heard those. So you've had a week to work on yours. So let's have one of them.
There's a few. Some of them probably can't be said.
It's quite keep. We just want the one that can be. That's all.
I don't even know. There's been
that many, huh?
It's just there's nothing just crazy that I can think of right now besides Coach Brown just going out there and lighting somebody up.
Yeah, we had a little fun with one of your mound visits on our video the other day. Put it up to the Who's on First, and it was it was pretty fun. It's good. Our favorite one, and I'll share this with you, is the pregame talk with the officials and oh gosh, I'm gonna forget. Tot had it, Stokes. He would do a Josh Brown imitation as good as anybody.
Look,
but it told me he looks like a stewardess when he's out there pointing to the stuff.
I'll tell you one that happened. I think it was Saturday when we played. We was playing Lake Arthur, and Carson hit the ball, and he was running the first, and umpires called him out or something like that. Said that he ran into the first baseman. As soon as they called him out, I look over at Coach Brown. He got his piece of paper and threw it straight up in the air and ran dead sprint across the field.
See, that's the kind of stories that we need. Coach Brown doesn't look. Sit back and enjoy those. But Coach, when you see those kind of stories, you understand the bond and the fun that these kids are having, because it can't be just straight-laced and tightness. They've got to be able to play relaxed and have fun like this.
Oh, absolutely. We want them to play fun and have relaxed. And we preach about having a short memory. If we make a mistake, keep playing. But we want them to have fun, and we tell them all the time, go out there and play with passion, energy. I want to see more of that.
Right. we
preach about that, and I'm going to fight for the team. We always are going to do that, and they know that.
Thomas, and I don't know why it just popped into me. Thomas Stokes, yes. And so before I get run out of here by Mr. Keith, it's just he had the best impression of Coach Brown doing his pregame, and it was fantastic to see there. You guys are rolling out 7-1 on the season, have won some 10-run games. The one loss on there was a run rule game as well. What do you take more out of, a Lake Arthur 4-3 comeback win or the 16-0 Ash loss?
Well, we play Ash, and they're a 5A school. They've always have a good baseball program and stuff. And you go into that game, you got to be confident going in every game. And then we played that game, and I feel like, halfway through the game that we just kind of gave up and stuff and all that. We're playing a bigger school, but then we go down to Lake Arthur, play them, and we're losing going in the 7th inning, down by 2 runs, and it really just shows the fight that we have and proves that we can't give up. I
talked to Coach Brown early in the week and told him there was a time in that Lake Charles College prep game where it looked like Maddox got cleated and got rolled up. We got severe, and as the players walking off, Seth is there. Luke is there, and everybody's just kind of say, look, don't come at our guys like that. Yeah. And from that moment on, it seemed like the team just grabbed that dirtbag mentality back.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like one of those things, teams start talking and stuff. They think they're better, and we're like, hey, let's prove that we're better.
Right.
Let's do better than them.
That's the attitude that was around that gets this team deep into the playoffs, and that's the attitude that we like to see. Cody, thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to take we'll let y'all think you did wonderful. You did great. Not a mess up. But I look forward to having you on the show more often this year.
Sir, thank you.
There you go. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get some more players in here. Quick break, 1 minute. We'll be back. We are live at Fatburger and Buffalo's Express. It is the Warrior Roundup with Coach Josh Brown. We'll be back on 446 Sports.
If you could fly, you can play hide and go seek in the clouds. I want to be a pilot. So you can see the whole entire world. If you could fly, you could see the whole world whenever you want.
You're really gonna go on a plane with a pilot. Your dream's gonna come true.
Please join us in supporting Dreams Come True of Louisiana. Donate.
Back to Fatburgers we go. I am Doug Gann alongside of head coach Josh Brown, and we're joined now by Luke Johnson. Luke plays third base, but Luke has been all around. I mean, we've seen him now. He's caught some this year. Saw him play shortstop the last couple of years. Is there any real position that he can't play, Coach?
Nah, he can play anywhere. He's just a guy's. You put him there, he's going to play. I've been telling college coaches lately. I said the guy can play anywhere. Just he's a hitter. Given him an opportunity, he's going to play somewhere.
Since your 8th grade year, you've been around. This is the 5th year that you've played. You've been hitting the ball, and you hit the ball inside out really as good as any batter that I've seen come through. Grace, what's your approach when you're at the plate? Hang on, he's not. Oh, we'll get him. There you go.
Be disciplined. Look for strikes. Pitch I can hit. Outside pitch. Go with it. Wait on it.
You're getting a lot more pitches this year because, you're in the heart of that lineup there. So they can't pitch around you at all because you got Canyon behind you, you got Cody behind you, you got Seth behind you. So you're seeing a lot of great pitches, and you're taking advantage of those.
Yes, sir, I am.
You come around bat from the left side most of the time, of course, against the right-handed batters. We saw a lefty pitch in Game 1. You didn't turn around in that game. What was the thought process behind there?
Yeah, just trying something different, see how it was.
Gotcha.
See if it worked.
Next lefty, you went back to the other side. Where are you more comfortable?
Off lefties, I'm more comfortable from the right side.
Right.
It just keeps the look the same as hitting a left-handed off a right-handed pitcher.
Right.
It's the curveball breaks the same way. The fastball moves more or less the same.
Right.
So.
Defensively, you were part of a double play the other night, a few nights ago, I guess, where you throw it over to Canyon at first and get the out there on a nifty play, but then they're going to test your arm. After you'd looked the runner back that was coming off the second base, and then the throw comes over and gets him about 3 or 4 steps, you couldn't see behind you, but the dugout and the coaches just went crazy on that play. How's those make you feel?
I feel awesome, Love making those plays.
That's the kind of dirtbag baseball that you have.
Yes, sir.
What do you look forward to your senior year that you're here? What kind of legacy? You've been around the program as long as really anybody that's come through here and played. And so your time, how has it been here at Grace, and what do you look forward to leave behind?
I've loved it at Grace. It's been awesome, really. I hope to leave behind a state title this year. That's the ultimate goal.
That's what I like to hear. How do you use that and channel those things from like last year when it didn't end the way you guys wanted it to? How does that feed you this year, knowing that you've got some unfinished business down there?
Yeah, you got to remember it. Use it to fuel you forward and get them this year.
We asked Cody this question. I'll ask you as well. The 16-0 loss to Ash versus the 4-3 win over Lake Arthur. What do you take more out of? What are you able to bring with you and move forward?
The Lake Arthur game showed that we have fight in us.
Right.
We were down going to the last inning, but we fought, came back, and won it.
Right.
So
Look ahead, you've got a couple of big ball games tomorrow, Cedar Creek, and then Tuesday night against Natchitoches Central. It's not been an easy schedule ahead of you guys, or behind you guys already. And you start out 7-1, but what do you look at as far as the next week coming around?
look at the next game. There's some big teams, but I think we can take them. I think we'll put up a good fight for sure, and I'm ready for them.
That's what I like to hear. Look, it's
absolutely.
that confidence there that he brings in at the plate, in the field, wherever it is.
Absolutely, man. He's a leader, and guys follow him. And in a crucial situation, there's nobody else we want up at the plate. I mean, yesterday, the top of the order, I think they had five hits.
Right.
5 of the 6 hits we had yesterday.
Wow.
So they got it done.
Well, that brings up another point, too. We've seen games earlier, and we talked about it. You get 6, 7, 8, 9 up there and said, look, if they can just maybe scratch out a base hit and get to the top of that order. But here they are scoring 3 or 4 runs along the way. So 1 through 9, you guys are hitting the ball.
Yes, sir. No, the bottom lineup's been doing really good. I've been really impressed with them about getting runners on, getting us to the top of the lineup. It's been awesome.
In one of the games, you guys switched and started bunting the ball a little bit more, too, playing that small ball on there. What do you think that does to teams, knowing that you 1 through 9 can bunt the ball, but 1 through 9 can hit the ball as well? What kind of advantage does that give you?
It keeps them on their toes. They never know what's going to come. They can't, like at third, they can't quite play you up because, you may hit it there too.
Right.
So, they got to be ready for anything.
And then you bring out the slash where you come out and fake the bunt and then come around and swing. So, I mean, it's difficult to see that, which has led to before the Lake Arthur game, 4 straight run rule games.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So
it's been good.
Well, that's what we like to see. Coach said you had a lot of offers coming in, too. You getting close to making a decision?
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm getting close.
We need to make sure that it's on a Sunday night here on the show. That's what we need to do and air it live from here. How's that sound?
Sure. Awesome, yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go. I think that'd be great for the program as well. Well, Luke, appreciate you stopping by and coming in. Did you try something here? Did you eat?
Got my food over there right now. I got a double XL burger. So
you didn't have it by your players, did you?
Well,
it might be an XL time you get back over there.
The fries may be gone, but it'll be all right.
He's got it. All right, Luke, appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to a big senior campaign for you.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
There you go. Luke Johnson joins us here. We'll be right back. We've got a couple of more players to go. Don't go anywhere. This is the Warrior Roundup with Coach Josh Brown here on 446 Sports. Back live to Fatburger and Buffalo's Express on a beautiful Sunday evening. Look, I mean, we couldn't have drawn up the weather a little bit better, but it's been that way the entire season, Coach, save for that Saturday game that was 80 degrees in the sunshine, that 11 a.m. game.
Yeah, I love the weather. It's great right now. Great baseball weather for sure.
Indeed it is. We're joined by Aiden Cook, number 7 on jersey number, but has played, left field a little, played right field, has thrown the ball, and has just done a lot for you. And you told me and this shocked me as much as anything from there, but you've only been playing, Aiden, a little over a year or so, a couple of years maybe?
Yeah, never really played baseball. I mean, I've tossed a ball around here and there, but I've never played it seriously or organized.
Guys struggle their whole lives to do that and to hit a baseball and to field a ball and read and to have that. And here you've picked it up a couple of years is all. So I hear it's an interesting story is how you even came out for baseball. Tell me that story.
Yeah, well, me and my friends would go out to the baseball games because I go watch Carson and Luke play.
Right.
Like to support them. And I was out there one day, and Coach Brown saw me out there, and he was like, why don't you come join? You always out here early and supporting us. And I was like, okay. And came out the next day, practiced. He liked what he saw, I guess, and he asked me to join the team.
It just boggles my mind on there. Coach, what did you see in Aiden?
Well, I just know this. The guy was very athletic,
right,
throwing the ball around, and I'm sitting here going, why has this kid not been playing baseball? And the first day we had him out, we were like, this kid might start for us right now. And he was starting the next week.
That's crazy. And what year are you?
I'm a senior.
He's a senior. So, man, you hate to look back on it, but he'll make the most out of this. What did you play otherwise? Soccer?
Soccer, yeah, pretty much soccer, organized, that's it.
Right? That's a tremendous story. And he's been contributing in a lot of different ways and pitches as well. So, I mean, that's one of those rare finds that you come across.
Man, look, and he pounds his own. I mean,
Right.
he doesn't walk people. He didn't throw balls. I mean, he's a guy that's a strike thrower.
Let me ask you this. Does that play into it? Because people that have played the game for a lot of years, it gets in their brain a little bit too much. You're just out there playing and having fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Learn new things, play a new sport. I think it's more fun for me, not as stressful as these other guys that's been playing for a long time.
You just laugh it off and
Yeah.
don't know enough to get nervous or
Yeah.
worried about anything. How's it been developing the relationships? I know Grace is a small, close-knit school,
Yeah.
so you've got relationship with all of these guys. But being out there battling on that diamond is its own thing. I mean, there's no bigger camaraderie than is drawn out of a baseball game.
Yeah, I definitely say it brings you closer. Like, I know these guys. I talk to them every day at school, but
Right.
I definitely say it brings you closer. You grow a lot, your relationships do, because it just brings you together, because that's a hard thing to get over, some of those things that happens in games, some tough losses, and you got to be able to overcome that. And it really does help build your relationships with not only your teammates but your coaches, and these guys help us push us every day and make us better people, not just players.
Did you give it a second thought first time you got hit with a pitch and say, wait a minute, I don't know about this?
At first I was like, oh. Yeah, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have did that. But once I got to first, I was fine. I was like, I can do that again.
Well, that's what I like to see. Some early on in this one. Now you didn't play last year.
He did.
He did. Okay.
He started in the middle of the season.
Okay. All right. What are some experiences that you've got of this? The Lake Arthur game was a big one on there.
Mm-hmm.
What are some memories early on to say, you know what, this is what's made it fun?
I'd say a lot of the comeback wins are really fun.
Right.
We had a game, I think it was my first game I ever went to, was at Glamora. And Landon Ami hit 2 grand slams. And
I remember
that was amazing. Yeah. That really helped me grow my love for the sport.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's electric when that happens.
And he's a big LSU fan, by the way. He loves LSU baseball.
Well, in that case, we're all in. Yeah, that's real good stuff. You know, it's memories like that you'll take out and you'll remember. There are things that you'll remember from those games. And that was a game last year when you just started. But it sinks into your mind, and you'll carry that. And these bonds that you have with the other baseball players, you'll carry with your entire life. Yeah. I mean, you look at the coaches that have come back to coach, were all part of that team back in 17, 16, for however long they were here.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff. It's a big week coming up. You got a couple of big games tomorrow night, or in the next couple of weeks, Cedar Creek and Natchitoches Central on there. How is that? What is your approach to that, being so new to the game?
I just try and do what they've taught me so far, because that's all I know. I just do what they've taught me, and I try to execute it to the best of my ability.
Boy, if everybody just used that mindset and didn't overthink it, that's great.
No, he's awesome. You know, he's one of the best kids I've ever been around, and I'm being honest with you. He's a great person. You know, if there's something that needs to be done at the field or at the school, Aiden's the first guy there. He'll be the last one to leave. If there's trash on the ground and he's walking by, he's going to pick it up. He's one of those kind of kids, and he was that way with soccer program. He was a great player for those guys, and he's just a tremendous kid.
Well, it's good to see. Aiden, it was a pleasure to finally meet you. Looking forward to having you on the show a lot more often as this season rolls on. But Aiden Cook, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
There you go. Wrapping it up with Aiden Cook. We will be back with Maddox, I think, is going to join us. Maddox Adelise will join us here, and we'll do all of that when we come back. Rolling right along on another beautiful Saturday or Sunday night, actually, is where we're at. Goodness, I lose my brain sometimes for being out there, which is easy to do. From Fatburger and Buffalo's Express on a Sunday night where we'll be each and every Sunday throughout the season. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Make your burger your style with delicious, hand-pressed, never-frozen AAA Angus beef and tons of fresh, tasty toppings. Fatburger. Great taste sounds good, doesn't it?
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
We're back to Fatburger and Buffalo's Express here on Versailles Boulevard. Head coach Josh Brown, and we're joined by Maddox Adelise and a wonderful crowd that is out here tonight. We've had our it's easy to say the best crowd of the year because it's only show number 2. But I like the where it's. Hey, you even got Mrs. Coach Brown out, so that's awesome to see.
That's it.
She's not back doing anything with King Cakes or any of that. She's got the night off. I just wonder if she dreams of concession stands and King Cakes and all the work that she's done through the years. So.
I think she's dreaming a lot about King Cakes lately.
I can believe that. Maddox Adelise joins us. Maddox, sophomore utility player. We've seen you all over the diamond as well, and that's what we've seen throughout the bulk of these players. I don't think there's anybody on the position or on the team that just says, hey, this is my position and this is the only one that I'm going to play, because you guys are called to do virtually everything.
You know, I like our team a lot because like we can all play a lot of different positions, which makes us a lot different than the other teams, which makes us more competitive in my opinion, to where like we can play like Luke can play a lot. I think Luke can play a lot of positions.
Right.
We have a bunch of very athletic people on the team, and it just helps us a lot. Like, it helps us a lot. So
seeing players like that, seeing these older kids that are out there too, how does that encourage you, and how does that motivate you, knowing that, you know what, one of these days they're going to be the players that are looking up to you as an upperclassman? So what do you see out of these guys that you want to bring with you?
I like the leadership they bring, you know, the versatility, you know. I like, because they remind me of me.
Right.
You know, a good work ethic, good in the classroom, good on the athletically, and I'll just like, it makes me want to be better like them.
Playing in that infield that you do, and we've talked about it. You've got Luke over there at third base. You're at shortstop. When Seth rolls over to second base, or whoever's over there, whether it's Jack or and then Canyon at first, Cody behind the dish, and whichever one of you guys is pitching, it's one of the best infields that's around. And you guys look like you have fun out there.
We do. Yeah, I think we all have a great chemistry. We know like what to do. I think because once I transferred here,
right,
my first game, I knew it. Like, we clicked, and just from there, it's been going up.
Yeah, and that's good to see. Early in the season, you guys are sitting at 7-1. a lot of work to do ahead of you. I mean, it's a long, long baseball season. There'll be some 30-odd games, I think, this year before it's all said and done. Take me through the first 8 games. What have you brought out of that now? How has Maddox grown through those first 8 games?
You know, the first varsity game against Oberlin, I felt I was nervous, you know, but as the season has gone up, like progressed, I've gotten a lot more comfortable doing it. And like my first varsity start yesterday, I was really nervous, especially after I hit the first player,
right?
The first pitch.
Well, you got to get that one out of the way. That sets up the rest of it.
You know, but I've gotten to like, okay, I'm here now, and I'm here now. So
the good thing about that is too, the athleticism, the talent is there. But as a sophomore, you don't have to go out there. You don't have to go out and be that guy. You've got really good lineup around you and some guys yet to come back as well. So you've got a lot of folks around you. You can relax and just get into the game.
You know, every day I try to contribute the most I can to the team.
Right.
To where, you know, I want to get a quality at-bat every at-bat. I want to have, like, the most, no errors at all. You know, I want to pitch the best game I can for this team. And I want to contribute the most, and I know they want to contribute the most back to where it all meets up mutually.
When you hear that, Coach, what does that tell you inside?
Oh, it says a lot about him. The first time I ever met him and first time I ever coached him, first week, I knew it right away. I mean, I could tell what kind of kid he was, kind of player he was. He's my kind of guy. He's my kind of player. I told him that when I first met him. And I told him that a few weeks ago. I said, you're our shortstop. Right. You know, I just felt like we're better when he's there. Seth is on the mound. I said they're going to be some rotation, of course, because they all pitch. But I do feel like we're a little bit better defensively when we have him and Seth in the middle. Jack, we know, can fill in anywhere, and that's what makes us so good. The confidence we have in him, like yesterday, I'll give you an example. Lake Arthur's got an opportunity to put the game away possibly and get up by 4 runs. It's 2 outs. There's runners on second and third. It's a 3-1 ball game. And we've got a guy who's got 2 hits at the plate. We got 2 strikes on him. I call timeout. I go to the mound. And, you know, this is where I'm at in my career, and I want to trust our players.
Right.
And I really do. And I know what kind of kid he is. And I would do this with any one of our pitchers. But I asked him, what pitch right here in this situation do you feel most comfortable with? And he told me the changeup. And I said, well, guess what? Throw it. Let's go out. We're going to try to hit the outside corner. He put it perfect, struck the kid out, and then we get back in the dugout and do work.
How does that make you feel, knowing that he's got in that much confidence in you in, as you say, your first varsity start there?
It makes me like, that's why I love him. You know,
right.
My head coach. I like that when he puts trust in me and I execute and we get out of the inning. That like boosts my confidence up, and it makes me like run through a brick wall, I guess.
Well, and that's been, Maddox, I'll tell you, the mindset of the players throughout the years that have come through this Grace program. Been around a lot of them and watched a lot of baseball. And I told Coach a little bit of this earlier. And being around the program as long as I had, I hopefully I didn't make anybody mad. I said, we're not playing dirtbag baseball that's out there. And some things happened in some of the games, and you guys flipped a switch, and you're playing that now. And that's a testament to what all of you guys have bought into.
I think after the Ash game, I think something clicked in all of us.
Yep.
To where we're like, I think it's something in our mindset now where we want to win every game. In that three win streak where we won by a run rule.
Right.
That's where I think we really showed it.
Right. Indeed it is. And I'll tell you, it's a long season, and one of the things that he's done is he's scheduled a lot of these tougher teams up front too. And we talked about it as well. He said going into district, I don't know where we're at, and you guys have proven that you can go toe-to-toe with anybody. You got tough tests Monday and Tuesday again, but y'all's approach, everybody that I talked to tonight, just look, game on, let's go.
I think we had the team to compete with anybody, in my opinion.
Right.
We had the talent. We had we have a lot of bodies, and I think we are all talented enough to where we can go out and compete with anybody.
I don't have anything else. That's the best response. And at such a young age for you to have that, and I'll tell you, Maddox, you and I have talked a couple of times off the air as well. and about being a leader, and it's not saying I am, but just going out there and doing, but it's the way that you carry yourself as well off of the field, and well done, my friend. It's going to be a pleasure watching you play the next 2 or 3 years.
Thank you.
There you have it. Maddox Adelise joins us there. Coach Brown, we're going to come back. We're going to take our final break. We'll come back, and we'll wrap it up when we come back. You're watching the Warrior Roundup with head coach Josh Brown on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
We are back, set to wrap things up. This is the Warrior Roundup with head coach Josh Brown. Coach, what a tremendous show that it has been tonight, and each of the players that come out here are great representatives and ambassadors for the program, for Grace Christian, and for Alexandria.
Oh, absolutely. Great group of guys. This is a great team, great people. And I'll be honest, I told my wife this the other day, I'm really excited for the next 6 years because I feel like our program is set for a while.
That puts you at about 30 years of coaching, just about, wouldn't it? 20.
It does, and look, I'm really close with a lot of these parents too. That the younger parents, I've known them for a long time. Went to school with some of them,
right?
And I'm just excited because they're good kids.
Well, we're looking forward to it as well. Tomorrow night game, you've got a JV game and varsity game the next 2 nights, right? So
correct.
4 o'clock will be the JV, and the varsity should start somewhere around 6 o'clock.
We'll no doubt start at 6. We'll cut the JV off about 5:20, 5:30, so we can stretch, warm up, redo the field. We will plan to start the varsity game at 6.
Who do you see getting out on the hill for you tomorrow in your JV game and in your varsity game?
We're going to start Talon's going to start the JV game, and then we're going to run Seth Cook out tomorrow night.
Okay.
And then the Natchez Central game, we're going to run Jack Powell out to start that one, and we'll have Canyon and all the arms ready to go behind him.
We put out a video, too, of the 5-6 strikeouts that Jack had. Delivers the ball well, finishes well when he's pitching, and that's another one of those great arms that you love to see, and got him going this year. I don't know, Coach, if we'll get him back on the show, though. That was...
Yeah, we're going to have to work on that, Maybe we'll bring KK along.
Indeed. It's going to be a great season. We're so glad all of you have joined us, whether you watched it live or you went back and watched it. Thank you so much for doing it. For Chuck Perkins, who pushes all of the buttons, head coach Josh Brown, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.